Today we see sexual reproduction in plants. Organ which help in sexual reproduction is flower. This is parts of flower. This is thalamus. Then this small outer part is known as sepal. Single is known as sepal and together is called calyx. Then these petals. Single is known as petal and together called corolla. Corolla is attractive in color and its function to attract the insects for pollination. Then innermost frole is pistil, or it is also known as gynecium or female reproductive organ. It consists 3 parts. This swollen part is ovary. It consists ovule. Then this long slender style. The length of style is different in different flowers, and uppermost is part known as stigma. This stigma receives pollen grains. This is female reproductive organ, that is pistil, together known as pistil or gynecium. Then this male reproductive organ, or it is also known as stamen. It consists this bilobed anther and long slender filament. These 4 parts of flowers. 2 are calyx, corolla, that is sepal and petals. These are known as accessory froles. That means they only help in process of reproduction. And this pistil and stamen, that is gynecium and androecium, are essential froles. That means main reproductive parts. Then we see first stamen, that is male reproductive organ. It consists 2 parts, that is swollen or 2-lobed part is known as anther and this long slender filament. The part of filament which attached to thalamus is known as proximal end of filament, and the part which attached to anther, this part is known as distal end of filament. Then we see internal structure or TS of anther. It is bilobed, consists 2 lobes, that is like this, and each lobe consists 2 pollen sacs, and the septa which is present between 2 lobes is made up of sterile tissue which is known as connective. And these pollen sacs at the younger stage it is known as microsporangia, and after maturation it is known as pollen sac. We see detailed structure of this anther. This anther consists 2 lobes. This is first lobe and second lobe, and each lobe consists 2 pollen sacs. Then the distance between outer wall and this pollen sac is known as anther wall. This anther wall is made up of 4 layers. That is, outer layer is this is made up of flat epithelial cells which is known as epidermis. Outermost layer, that's why its function is protection. Then second layer which is made up of radial cells, and these radial cells are compactly arranged which is known as endothecium. Then third layer which is made up of loose parenchyma cells. These 2 to 3 layers are present and these are loosely arranged, and this parenchymal cells layer is known as middle layer. And innermost layer, this which is made up of pyramidal cells. These cells consist dense cytoplasm and many or single nucleus. This layer is known as tapetum, and this is very essential or important layer. This tapetum consists thick cytoplasm and many or single nucleus. Then its function is it is highly nutritive. That means it provides nourishment to the inner cells. These inner cells are compactly arranged which are known as sporogenous cells, or it is also known as archisporial cells. That means from these cells microspores are formed, and nourishment of these microspores takes place by tapetum. Then it also secretes enzymes like callose, and these callose are used to break down of this point of dehiscence. Then it also secretes ubish bodies. Ubish bodies means it secrete or it made coated with sporulin. Sporulin, it is most resistant substance which coat outer side of the microspores. Then these compactly arranged cells, when this pollen sac grows, anther grows, pollen sacs also grow their increase or grow their size, and these compactly arranged cells are break or separate from each other, and this one cell of this is known as MMC, that is microspore mother cell. That means from these microspore mother cells the microspores are formed. This is single cell, that is MMC, microspore mother cell. This undergoes meiotic division, that is meiosis takes place. These microspore mother cells are diploid, and after meiosis they become haploid, and from single cell there are 4 cells are formed, and this is known as tetrad, which are haploid. Then these separate from each other and 4 microspores are formed, which are also haploid. The structure of microspore is look like this. At the center nucleus is present, then cytoplasm, and each microspore have their own plasma membrane. That is, this inner layer is plasma membrane, and after plasma membrane there is a thin layer which is known as intine, and outside layer is irregular in shape, and it is known as exine. This exine is secreted by tapetum. Then between these exine there are small pores are present, which is known as germ pores. Then this structure is known as pollen grain. This pollen grain again undergo one mitotic division, and after mitotic division at first karyokinesis takes place. Karyokinesis means division of nucleus. From single nucleus 2 nucleus are formed. Then later on cytokinesis takes place, that is division of cytoplasm. Sorry, but division of cytoplasm is irregular. That means one is small cell form and other is bigger cell. This bigger cell is known as vegetative cell, which consists more cytoplasm, or this vegetative cells is also known as tube cell, because at the when these pollen grains fill or goes on stigma, that time pollen tube is formed, and this pollen tube is formed by this vegetative cell or tube cell. And this small cell is known as generative cell, that is male gamete is formed from this cell. This generative cell is float into the vegetative cell. Okay, it consists small amount of cytoplasm. Okay, this is about male reproductive organ. On next lecture we will say female reproductive organ.